Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi.
Welcome to What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi, Friday the 13th, 2022. Thank you for joining us. Busy day. I was late getting here because my mom got a flat tire, and she called me, and she's a widow now, so she calls me first, which is fine. That's okay. I expect that phone call. But then I'm like, do you have AAA? Because she's pulled over to the side of the road. She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, do you have a car? Do you have anything like that? Call, so you're like, I'm like, should I just drive it? So you thinking your mom's on the side of the road, fucking stranded. And so now I'm like, fuck, I got to move everything in my day around. So I get in the car, I start to drive. I'm 5 minutes away from, my house. And I found AAA. I found the card. I have it. They're coming. I go, great. I'll turn around. I'll go back to the fucking rest of my day as planned. And, these are the calls that you get. These are the calls that I get now while I'm at home because I moved home and I chose this life. This is the life I chose. Why? I have no idea sometimes. I mean, I look, do you know if you have AAA, guys? Brenton, do you have AAA?
AAA, yeah.
So I just asked you and you knew right away. You didn't have to go, I don't know. Let me see if I know a card. It's like, what is this woman turned into? She's yelling at Alexa like it's my dad. I mean, I go over there to visit. I'm like, hey, Mom, what's unannounced? She's like, oh, hey, how are you? And then she just screams, Alexa, turn down the music. And I'm like, Mom, relax. You don't have to shout at her, okay? She's not dad. I'm like, just treat her nicely, please. She's the only thing watching you right now. I was dealing with that. But we are back. And now I have to... Now I'm dressed up like Brenton. Lucas said, do I look nice, Brenton? You didn't say anything when you got on.
You look like a pool boy.
What?
You look like a pool boy. A pool.
A pool? Like a
you're
cabana
gonna go clean
boy?
a pool. Yeah. You got your bright blue hat. You got your bright shirt.
How's that for a Tinder profile? Snap that fucking shot right there. Yeah. I'm gonna hit some balls later on with a couple of buddies. My oldest is on a field trip overnight to Boston. Look out, Boston, because the fucking lights just went out. That's perfect. Look out, Boston. My son is overnight there tonight. This could be Friday the 13th, nonetheless. Shit's gonna get crazy. I told him not to stray too far from the group. They get an hour and a half alone, free time. What would you do with an hour and a half alone, 13 years old? By the way,
in a city that he's never been to before, right?
Yeah, but he's with his friends. So, you feel like that power. You feel like entitled. So, he's staying in a hotel with his friends. There's a big group and shit like that. There's chaperones and all this stuff. But they didn't even get to pack their own bags. We packed their bags for them like prisoners. And they got sent in 2 days ago. The bags were there already there. I guess they went rifle through them for contraband or whatever, they don't want to bring in certain shit. So, and now they're, but look, they have their phones. This isn't like when we were kids. You get lost in Quincy Market, you're fucked. You got to find a payphone. You got to find, you're 13. You may not want to get found. It could get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that now it's like there's cameras on every fucking corner. You got a phone in your pocket. Who's getting lost? Who's getting taken? People are like, my mom's, are you worried about him? No. Did you hear from him? No, but if I wanted to, I could text him in a second and he would text back. That's how it is now. My parents, they just drank and prayed. That's all they had. So, I got a free night tonight. Free night. I mean, we got another kid, but Tracy's taking him out. So, but you can have the other one. You can have the other one with the. This kid's driving me nuts. Driving me through the fucking. I mean, my brain sometimes. He's got such a love life, complicated love life. He's got drama in his life. He's a sports fanatic, so he's living and dying on the field. Then he comes home. His girlfriend got hurt, her wrist. He wanted to know if she was all right. I go, I'm not driving over to another fourth grader girl's house whose parents I don't know, so that you can find out if I have to see her. Send her a picture. That's it. I'm not driving. You're in fourth grade, for God's sakes. Where is this going to go? I mean, this kid is out of his mind with this love. He feels hard. When did you fall in love, Lucas? When was the first time you remember falling in love? Because let me tell you, when it all goes shitty, he's going to be the one crying in the bathroom. We're going to have to console. We have to be picking him off the ground. It's nuts. When did you fall in love?
5 years old.
5 years
Five?
old.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been falling in love since I could start remembering things.
Really?
Yeah, I actually read a
It's
stat
still-
this morning that the average person falls in love 7 times before getting married.
7. I mean, let me count. I am love. I mean, I felt like Heather Henrich and Melissa. Yeah, like there was some people that I was like, oh, I was in love with them, but that was like grade school shit.
Okay, so your first was grade school too?
I feel like it was grade school, like maybe like 5th or 6th grade.
Because if
Yeah.
we're counting grade
And he's
school,
in
I've fallen in
4th.
love probably 34 times.
I guess. I mean, like, yeah, probably about 80 then for me before I got married. 80, 85.
3 times.
3?
3. First
Maybe
time
that's
was
why
high
the
school.
average is 7.
Yeah.
High school.
I'm bringing down the average.
You never told anyone before high school that you loved them, even like. Really?
No.
Did you never feel that way, or are you just like?
I never
embarrassed to say
I
it?
never felt that way. Honestly, I can't think of anyone that I felt about that until high school.
Wow.
Dude, I
Did you ever
was
feel-
playing video games and baseball. That was it. Laser
Yeah,
focus.
I mean, I thought I had that. I have that on one side, but then the sharp contrast. Like I have Alex Rodriguez is what I have. That's what I have. I don't have like. I'm hoping I can turn him into a Derek Jeter where he can have a love life, but it doesn't, control and consume him. Baseball and sports still consumes him. The love life, though, it's becoming 1A. It's becoming a thing.
Just make sure he gets a prenup because it sounds like he's going to have some pretty rocky divorces.
He falls hard, dude, and fast. And it's like, it's going to be bad if it goes south, and it will go south.
Mm-hmm.
Everything goes south.
Yeah.
Even the good ones. But I'm just saying, I'm not 4th grade. I got to be worrying about this shit already.
Yeah.
This is crazy town.
Well, this is the kid you were showing The Bachelor to.
Yeah.
He's been watching The Bachelor with us for 3
By the way,
seasons. This
I
is your
didn't
doing.
show him anything. I didn't show him anything. I watched The Bachelor. My other son walked by. He just, walked by, looked at it, and kept walking. The other one stopped and was like, "What is this about? What is happening here? What?" I sense something between these two. They might be in love. I feel a connection between these two. So it's he just gravitated to it, like baseball. I would just watch it, and he would sit next to me and watch it. Jackson enjoyed it, but he's like, "Oh, there it is, give or take. Oh, we're going to a game, great. I'll get to watch some baseball and eat some hot dogs." But yeah, that's how it is. And I'm like, I enjoy the enthusiasm and the passion. It's nice to see drive in kids, but you need it tempered a little bit. Both on the field, dude. He's been getting on, like there was a pop fly. He called it. Some other kid just kind of like, drifted into him and bumped into him. And he turned around. He's like, "I called that." I was like, "Whoa, dude, easy." I'm like, easy does it. But the passion's there. He wants to win. He wants to do well. But the love thing is like, it's fucking out of control. So,
Are you seeing too
Yeah,
much of
that's-
yourself in him right now? Is that what worries you?
I see a lot of bad things. Yeah, like I used to be the person. I would break up and I would fall and I would cry, and I would listen to, like Chicago, like if you leave me now, like that shit. Like I'll like because that was what was on in the '80s and stuff. Like my mom would
Yeah.
drive me to school, and that was on, and that was like that yacht rock radio. I felt hard. I felt like I was like, oh, this music speaks to me because I am divorced. Like these guys are, like
Yeah.
so. Yeah, Gordon Lightfoot, like hard feeling music.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers. So I was, I always had that in. And he's the same way. Like even like getting ready for games, he like psych up, like getting psyched up music and fucking. So I do see similarities, but it scares the shit out of me. Some stuff I'm like, damn it, fuck. Why couldn't we have that? Can't that sucks. This is going to be a problem.
Well, I mean, would you
I'm
rather
going to be feeling
have
them off the floor.
a kid that falls in love or a kid that like plays the field?
How about neither? I mean, like both, like a
Yeah.
little bit of both. How about like a mixture of like a healthy mixture of both?
Okay.
There has to be a middle, like healthy. I mean,
Maybe
if
he
I
is
had to
both.
choose, I'm hoping yes. I mean, but the love part has been overwhelming recently. It's been crazy. Like this kid's like head over heels, and this girl, they text each other and this and that. So, like the other day, he's like, I sent her a text saying, I think I saw you text somebody else. Should I be worried? I'm like, should you be worried? Worried? What is there to be worried about in fourth grade? I don't remember worrying at all ever. Till like, fifth or sixth when I started falling in love with people. But I guess that's where he is. He's worried.
When I was in sixth grade, the movie Titanic came out.
Oh
And
my God.
And I took, I think, 5 different girls to that movie. And it was perfect.
That's why it made $1 billion.
First of all, that's what. Yep, Lucas, that movie is 3 and like hours and 45
Jesus.
minutes long.
Yeah, it's good banging for your
Holy
buck.
shit.
It's PG-13, but there were boobs in it.
Mhm.
It was like everything that I wanted at that time. And I took 5 different girls within the span of probably like 5 weeks to see that fucking film.
Holy cow.
And
Were you like,
yeah,
and did you make out in the movies?
we held hands. That was a big step. Like,
You never got anywhere else besides
no,
holding
like
hands
arm arounds, maybe a couple kisses. Not any
Kisses,
full-blown
yeah.
makeouts though. I mean, I was still a kid.
No, I made out during Aladdin. I remember that was like my first
Aladdin?
makeout movie. Yeah. Yep. It was like I can't remember what year did Aladdin come out? Could someone look that up?
Yeah, I think it's like 92 or 93.
92, 93. So that puts me in
You just aged yourself. Jesus.
8th or 9th grade.
92, yeah.
92.
First
So
movie I took a girl
8th.
to was M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, and it did not work out.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you choose that? Was it just like
Yeah.
any movie will do, or was it like
Let's go to a
That's like-
scary movie, because then you'll get scared and you'll want to make out with me.
That's the move.
see, I think we just chose like it was like Aladdin was way too like young for us, kind of, but we were like, we can get alone in a movie theater and we can
With a
We
bunch
can
of
get our hands on each other.
children.
look. I don't know what the audience was.
The
I didn't
poor,
look around.
the poor divorced dad who's got his
Yeah.
kids. Just like there's 8th graders making out 2 rows over from him. He doesn't want to be there.
We were respectful. We were in the back. We kept it clean. Nobody was blowing anyone, so it was fine. But that's what the first one I remember, like kissing and like holding hands and kissing. So, yeah, dude. I mean, I guess high school's fine, but Brent, 3 times before you got married. That's it.
That's it.
Wow, she's a lucky lady. Lucky lady. All right. enough about us. By the way, how are you feeling? Let's just wrap that up real quick. I don't know if you want to divulge your
I'm better
history.
today. It wasn't I didn't get hit too hard with the COVID, but I definitely had a couple of days there where it was pretty rough. But I'm good. I'm good now. I got my negative test here, and I'm cleared by levity to go back to work and be at the club.
Are you still quarantining at home?
I'm still sleeping in a separate room because I do cough a little bit.
But that's because of the divorce, right?
That's because of the divorce. Yeah.
Divorce. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
By the way,
good thing.
Sorry, I came across this nugget about Aladdin. So supposedly Will Smith is going to be recast in the new Aladdin as the genie. Do you know who's going to take his place? Supposedly,
Chris Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock.
The Chris Rock.
Wrong Rock, Breton.
It was a typo. It's the Chris Rock is taking over.
Wait, is it The Rock or Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel can't play a
genie.
Over
for how are they getting The Rock in that fucking little
yeah, they need a bigger
it's gonna look ridiculous.
They need a bigger genie bottle.
Well, the good news is they're gonna save on CGI. They can just use his body. Like Lucas, can you screen share? Can you show what? Remember what Will Smith looked like with the CGI? He looked like The Rock.
Looked ridiculous.
Yeah,
but everyone looks ridiculous when you put all the blue paint all over them. You know, it looks stupid. It's a stupid thing that it's dumb. But he's gonna look like Lou Ferrigno when he would turn into the Hulk and he would come out like, remember Ferrigno, you could see like the green paint, but he was humongous. He looked like a fucking, like a statue. Yeah. That's what The Rock's gonna look like, but blue. Yeah. It's gonna be ridiculous. I didn't even know they were doing another one. Why?
It makes $1 billion. Why wouldn't they?
I'm gonna take my wife and we're gonna make out during it, right in front of our own kids. How about
Tradition
that?
Going.
I'm glad you're feeling better, Brenton.
Yeah, I'm good. I feel great. The Bills had a great draft. The Bills have a great schedule. Going to go to a couple of games this year.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, life is good.
Well, let's start with the draft. We were on, we chatted that day.
You got everything you wanted. You cannot complain. Yeah. It went exactly the way we hoped it would for you. You got who you wanted.
Hear how I can complain?
Well, because you're still a fan of the Giants.
But
you guys are never happy.
I'll tell you. I mean, I told you that night. I'm happy about it. If they had Thibodeau rank 1, great. If they, out of those 3 offensive linemen or every offensive player, if they had Evan Neal 1, I'm still okay with that. Kind of, in a way. But like I said that night, they had 5 and 7. Because they went Thibodeau 1, you got to understand Carolina is not picking a defensive player. So you can get him at 7. Why wouldn't you have the choice of any offensive lineman you wanted? Instead, they took Thibodeau. Carolina took the kid from NC State, and then the Giants took Neal. Now, I don't know. Maybe they had Neal ranked higher. If you looked at it, I know it got leaked. The Cowboys had Thibodeau and Neal ranked 1 and 2 overall in their draft order. Best to worst. So I hope that's what it was. I've been watching Giants Life. They did the episode, but they didn't talk about like who they had ranked. They had 6 guys. Basically, after the combine, they said they had 6 names that they would have been happy to take with those 2 spots. And they said they got 2 out of the 6 of their names, which they were fine with. But I don't know where they were ranked in order in which they were ranked. I mean, I'm sure they had Hutchinson on there, but who wouldn't want? I mean, if Aiden Hutchinson fell to 5 for some reason, then it's like, all right, well, then you go get him, and then you hope you get the offensive lineman you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they had Kayvon Thibodeau above Hutchinson. I'm not sure. So anyway, I am happy. The needs were filled. But again, if Evan Neal goes on to have a so-so career and the kid from NC State, they're putting a fucking gold jacket over him in 15 years, that's where I'm going to have a problem. And I'm sure Thibodeau is going to be I hope he's Micah Parsons. I hope he's, that good and that explosive. But for me, I'm like, I'm still, I like the draft. They moved down in the second round. They got more picks. They got more guys. They got more offensive linemen. They got a receiver, of course, like you called, the kid from Kentucky. So we'll see. I think, Schoen's game plan seemed to be good. The room seemed to be run well from what I get, what I saw afterwards. But I am, again, cautiously optimistic. There was no overreach. I felt like everyone was taken where they should have been taken. And I'm happy with that. How do you agree or not?
I agree. And I think because your division is so horrendous, you have an opportunity. If Daniel Jones can play to somewhat of his potential, you have an opportunity to at least win your division this year or compete. I don't think you're going to be basement dwellers again. I think that'll go to probably Washington or possibly Dallas. But I mean, Philly's going to be your biggest competition because I think they had probably the best first round of anybody. They stole AJ Brown for nothing and got really good. But yeah, I liked all the Giants' moves. And it just comes down to, can Daniel Jones play football? You have a good coach now. You have pieces. You have weapons. I think Barkley got kind of his step back at the last part of the year after he got healthy. So
yeah.
This is your opportunity.
It's going to be the ability to block and run. That will open up the passing game, which I'm sure Dabo will be really excited about. And then you'll get an opportunity to see Daniel Jones throw the ball down the field with a little bit of time and see some plays develop. So that is what I'm truly hoping. I'm not asking for a complete 180. Oh, it's got to be a 180, but it doesn't have to be the Colts offensive line.
It's got to be like a 140.
Yeah, it's got to be close, like much closer to that, where it's
no quarterback scrambles on what was it, third and 9 or something, and
where you're like, I can't even get. Yeah, so that's hopefully what we've achieved via the draft, and I thought it was good.
I think you did. You did a good job. They did good. That's why you bring in the guy from Buffalo who knows what he's doing.
Were you surprised that Walker went 1?
No. They're shooting for the stars. They know exactly what Hutchinson is. They know what his ceiling is. And Walker, he could either be a bust or he could be, far and away the best player in that draft. So they're hoping for his potential because he's just such a freak athlete.
Yeah, and then he's going to be Aaron Donald in 15 years, and that's what you have.
If they get the right people working with him and he develops, he could be. And he could be better than Hutchinson. Hutchinson would have been safe. We know what he is, and he's going to be a very good player for a long time in the league. But, you want that ceiling.
Hutchinson could be like a Bosa, or even a Watt. Hutchinson got that ability. He's got that.
Well, that's why he went number 2.
And so, I think passing on that over hoping that someone turns out to be Aaron Donald is a
keep in mind who was picking. Jacksonville.
Yeah, of course, it's Jacksonville. Again, you're not in the position where you're like, hey, we're a couple pieces away. We just had a bad year last year because of injuries and blah, blah, blah. They had a bad year because they chose poorly in their management, So
this is a team that brought in 2 or 3 receivers, completely screwed up the wide receiver market for everyone else, bringing in marginal talent and giving them wide receiver 1 money.
So I'm not exactly trusting in the fact that they know what they're doing. So, but I understand the gamble and I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
It is, I think it was a little bit of a surprise to me. I felt like, I'm happy. I feel like, what's his name? Hutchinson going to Detroit, being in Michigan still, will be great for him. That's probably what he maybe wanted to do to begin with, although who would fucking want to play for the Lions, but maybe he does. So
kid from Michigan,
I guess, right?
And the Lions honestly have gotten a little better. Yeah. And they were competitive. They played tough against good teams last year. I like their coach.
I know we're
a lot of young talent. It's just, you got Jared Goff at quarterback.
I know we're jumping ahead and I want to get to the Bills draft, but did you see the strength of schedule from hardest to
the
easiest?
NFC East is all 4 in the bottom.
are easiest are the four, and that's mostly because we only play each other, half the time. But then I saw the Lions are like 5A, like they're right above whoever's like fourth or something. So
yeah, well, Green Bay got worse. Minnesota got a little better, but they're still Minnesota. Chicago, it's like who knows, because Justin Fields could be great or he could be nothing, and then the new system there. So that division is also kind of wide open because you got the Packers have a great quarterback. They have good running backs, but then it's like your wide receiver one is Alan Lazard. Or are you going to have a rookie that's going to be your wide receiver one that you got in when did they get him? Second or third round?
Yeah. I expected a move to be made, but I guess
I was shocked they didn't.
Figure it out.
I was shocked that they didn't get him, or they should have been making the play for AJ Brown, or they should have tried to get Metcalf with those draft picks.
So how many receivers moved around on draft day? Two of them, Hollywood Brown, AJ Brown.
Two big ones in that first round.
In the first round, yeah. What do you think about you guys are West Coast, so you stayed up obviously for the Bills pick. How did you think it went? What did you think of your draft overall?
Honestly, didn't think he would fall all the way. I didn't think we'd get Elam.
He was the first one, right?
We were hoping for Breece Hall because we didn't think Elam was an option. So we get Elam, we fill the biggest need, and we get a guy who's got an uncle and a father who played in the NFL, and he had Pro Football Focus's top rating in 2019 in college. And then he got hurt, but now he's good. Like, our biggest need is filled, and the team got better. And then to go get James Cook in the second round. I mean, I was looking at comparisons, and he's 3 inches taller than Singletary. He weighs like 30 pounds more, and he's got better hands. That might be the steal of the entire draft.
I mean, look, again, I think the running back is what you are one piece away of what you're missing. I think running back by committee's done you fine for a couple of years. Spiller had a couple good years. Who was the kid before Spiller? Singletary.
Fred Jackson, missed those days.
Yeah. It's been a rotation of guys in there. After basically what McCoy was like your last go-to like A+ running back, right?
Yeah. But keep in mind that the league is also shifting, that there are only really 6 or 7 of those guys anymore.
That's it. No one wants to pay that position anymore. 4 years.
But James Cook, I mean, he's massive. He's got speed. His brother is arguably one of the best running backs in the league right now. So he's training with him and Singletary down in Florida. I think they were before the training camp started. Like, he's going to step into a role, and he's going to be a significant weapon. And Josh Allen hopefully won't have to run that much this year.
Well, and also you guys can set up a real nice, like almost in a sense, like a Baltimore Ravens style run option. If you had a great big running back where you can either throw him the ball, or just have Allen, run. It's like it opens everything up. I think the Bills are going to be so much fucking fun to watch this year. I mean, I tell you that with peace and love now, because I don't want to. I hope it all works out again. I really do, and I hope that everyone stays healthy, because I think you guys could have a magical fucking year. Although your schedule looks pretty fucking tough.
Well, it's tough for everybody. But the good news is they don't have to travel too much. They're kind of
got to go opening week to West Coast. That's not easy to play this defending Super Bowl champions at home. You're not going to be favored in that game, not unless there's something injury wise.
But I mean, they're going to get pumped up for that. And if they do lose that game, we've seen this team for the last few years. They come off a bad loss and they really get focused and they start winning. They start playing better football. So, it's a game that I think they can still win. I think their offense is, even against that defense, is pretty tough to stop. And that defense just lost Von Miller, who's now a Bill. I think our defense got better, and Matthew Stafford is prone to making mistakes. So that's a very winnable game. They very well could lose, but it's a winnable game. And win or lose, they're going to come out of it, I think, a better team and really set the tone for the rest of the year.
Speaking of winning and losing, who do you think won the draft? And did anyone lose it? I mean, I have an opinion on.
I thought the Eagles did great.
I know there are two teams. I feel like
if Jalen Hurts figures it out, you were in trouble. because that is a very good football team.
Their
defense is still whatever, but if Jalen Hurts figures it out, like the NFC East is going to go through Philly. And yeah, the Jets had a great draft, but still they're the Jets.
I think the Eagles are going to be good in spite of Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts are going to realize is Tua Tagovailoa. You know,
I don't know if he's that. I don't think he's that bad.
Well, he might be.
I mean, he got his job taken by Tua in college, so let's not forget this.
Yeah.
Well, you guys shit on him. I will take him in our draft, and he will win me a fantasy title because he's a very good fantasy.
He's got a lot of weapons now. He's got a lot of weapons, which is great.
And he can run.
But
he's got a stronger arm than Tua. Tua can't throw the ball.
Tell that to Nick Saban.
See that bucket hat throw the other day to Tyreek Hill, who had to stop and basically catch it like a punt.
Yeah. But
why would you show that on television?
I think legitimately the Patriots lost the draft. They made some picks that were perplexing, and I don't necessarily think they got that much better. And this is not just me speaking as a hater. I just really don't think they did anything that made they didn't move up to that next level to really compete for the division with the Bills. I mean, I thought out of those 4 teams, I thought the Dolphins and the Jets and the Bills drafted better than Belichick. So maybe it's time he lets somebody else make those decisions.
Well, maybe he's letting his dog make picks again.
Yeah.
Because, their first round pick was mocked a lot in the 3rd and 4th rounds.
Yeah.
Who did Belichick took someone that the Rams wanted? I know. Can't remember who it was. I saw like a clip of someone I thought the Rams, speaking of losers, didn't have a great draft. They didn't seem like very into it or organized or.
Well, did they have any picks?
Yeah.
They had to wait till like the 4th round.
More of a party for them.
It's interesting. You see more and more teams doing that where they're trading future picks for current stars because of the Rams winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
why not win now?
Away, if you 100% believe in your system, your philosophy, the way you want to play, well then, and you're like, I got this and that, but I need that and I need this. And it's like, well, go get them. And you can't, it's hard to go, oh, that piece is what we need and we can get him in the draft because that guy's, it's like, you got to get a proven commodity to get all the way there, a proven 100%. This guy can do this job.
That's where I think you have to put the Titans at the draft losers too, just because Brenton said the Eagles got better. The Titans drafted
horrible
an AJ Brown replacement that they got to hope is half the player AJ Brown was. And then that extra 3rd round pick they got out of it better be fucking good.
And the fact that you have your quarterback telling everybody, I'm not going to train this new guy. Like he can go fuck himself. That's not a good start to the season. No. And you lose, they lost 2 offensive linemen to free agency. Mm-hmm. And you got Derrick Henry coming off a big injury and he's a year older.
It always seems like when the draft takes the actual current roster by surprise, that's when you're like, oh, this might not have gone the way. I mean, I understand more players are like a little resentful when they're like, oh, they draft, but like, it's sort of like, I'm not saying Tannehill's Aaron Rodgers, but like when they drafted Jordan Love, it's like, you have to know that's not Aaron Rodgers. Either you have told him before and you've had the conversation previous to that, or he's going to be fucking pissed. And I'm not saying Tannehill's got job security the way Aaron Rodgers does, but you have, it's not going to make him happy that the draft choice, especially because he wasn't told probably previous to it.
Yeah.
So I get how, it can be viewed as selfish or whatever, but it's like these are guys still out there trying to compete for a job that they want. And, they have to understand that, I don't want to just hand this thing over to somebody else. I feel like, we could have gotten another piece for that or, and not giving up a receiver or this or that, So I guess if I'm Tannehill, I'm thinking the draft was a bust. And from the outside looking in, you might have thinking, it probably not everyone's on the same page. And that's a problem.
Yeah, but if that's Tannehill's attitude, because what was he, a third or fourth round pick? Willis was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a backup that you're not getting if you're getting your job taken by a third round pick. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, the fucking Packers traded up to take his replacement. I understand why he'd be pissed with that.
Well, and they were very close to going to the Super Bowl. They were, a field goal away from going to the Super Bowl, and they just needed a piece. Go get me an offensive piece. Get me another receiver to complement Adams, and we'll win next year. And instead, they draft a backup quarterback in the first, and then they take a backup running back in the second, I think, and then like another tight end in the third.
Yeah, they could have taken T. Higgins.
Yes. So I completely understand why Rodgers was pissed.
Out there too, by the way, speaking of the Bills schedule, that we have one key advantage this year in that we have a net rest differential of plus 13 days, meaning that compared to our opponents, we have more days of rest throughout the season because we play first on Thursday night, then not till Monday on week 2.
Yeah, so the Titans are going to get a dose of their own medicine, getting 2 weeks off before playing us during the COVID season. Now you're going to get us after 10 days of rest.
Dude, did you see the fucking Chiefs schedule? Holy shit.
Well,
their first 8 games is murderers row
to play in.
Good.
That whole division sucks. And I mean, the Bills get to play Detroit. We get to play Cleveland. We get to play, some of these cupcake teams.
Wow, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, man. The that is a tough first. Look at that first 8 games, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're on the road. They have you guys in there, right?
Yeah. We go to Kansas City. I don't know how it works out that we seem to play Kansas City in Kansas City every single year, but we go to Kansas City.
Yeah, that game's got to be in Buffalo sometime.
Yeah.
But that's tough.
I mean,
that's because your entire division is tough.
Yeah, the
Broncos got good. Although Jerry Jeudy, who knows what's going to happen, how long he's going to be out.
Yeah, what did he get arrested for?
It was like tampering with evidence for a domestic abuse thing.
Who is he with? Young Thug? Is he in part of this RICO? You like that, dude? I'm cool.
The victim asked the judge to dismiss criminal case against Jerry Jeudy, so it doesn't look too serious.
Okay, that's good, but he's still going to be suspended probably a few games.
You never know, dude.
And this sucks because that was another receiver that I was like, that guy's going to be sneaky in fantasy. No one's going to be on him, and you could get him probably like in the 4th or 5th round with Russell Wilson there now.
I know he wants to, and he's explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Throw him the football, he will go up and get it. Yeah, I didn't know. I saw he was arrested, but I didn't know what he got arrested for. Was it like if it's 2-person? It's not like he didn't like assault someone, did he? Like is that what it is?
It could be domestic abuse.
Oh fuck! It's definitely going to be.
So
it's games.
Yeah, 4 to 6 games probably.
It's games for sure, dude. Games for sure.
I mean, innocent or guilty, he's going to be suspended.
Looks like baby mama drama specifically.
Perfect. Just what we needed. Yeah, they're as far as the overall Giants outlook, I'm like, I think a 500 season is well within our grasp. We can get there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I'm rooting for this year. After this draft, with this current administration, and what I've seen so far on the very small clips I've got, like the Giants' life and this and that, the way Daboll's running things, the way they kind of went over on their pro days, they went to visit these guys, and he took the coordinators with him, and so I feel like he has a good sense of who they drafted and what they needed. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they have done their job. I don't like the fact that they got to go over and play the Packers in London. Like, why are we? I mean, how many fucking trips over to? There's like 100 games over in Europe this year.
Yeah.
Let's get to the real biggest thing that happened. I think the Tom Brady thing. I want to get to that real quick because when I saw that the other day, I couldn't even believe. I mean, look, 10 years, 375 million. Was that what I read?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be right after he retires from football. So whenever that, it's not like we'll wait to the end of the season. he doesn't make the playoffs, I bet you he's doing the Super Bowl if Fox has it next year. He's the number one lead analyst day one, which I don't know. What were your initial reactions before I tell you what I think about it? Because I want to hear. I mean,
I think the money is crazy, but you know, you were talking about the best quarterback ever to play the game. He's great on camera. He looks good, so he's
great on camera.
He's great on camera. Yeah, you watch him in his interviews, and honestly, in Tampa, he's gotten, like, you follow him on Instagram, he's gotten more fun. He's just become very, like, New England. He was kind of just this very cold, short, Belichick-y, like, shutting everything down. Now he's like this fun guy that likes making jokes and hanging out. So I think he'll be great. And I won't have to watch him play football anymore.
Won't have to watch him play football. You're gonna have to listen to him every single week of every single big game.
I'm fine with that. That's fine. He'll be calling the Bills winning the Super Bowl.
You might not.
How crazy is that? Tom Brady could go from just destroying us my entire life to then calling the Bills winning the Super Bowl.
Maybe, hopefully for you guys. But look, I'm feeling 370. Let's talk about the money first. 375. That's just astronomical. That's like almost double what Romo gets. You're giving him 10 years for a guy that you don't even know. I mean, you said he's good on camera, but Drew Brees we thought was good on camera, and Drew Brees is terrible.
He's fine. It's just he had that cut that no one knew what it was, and it was very distracting. And people were concerned.
Brees is not a good analyst. Okay,
he's fine.
Dan Orlovsky is 10 times better than Drew Brees. How good you are as a quarterback doesn't necessarily equate to how good you will be as an analyst. It's not an even trade. It's not even a close. It takes a lot of time and a lot of figuring things out.
We have to remember that this is the most blessed human in the history of life. And
this is so funny coming from the guy who's doubted him at every single turn, every opportunity to doubt fucking Tom Brady. You have taken a chance and a shot at him, and now all of a sudden, because
it's his reverse psychology.
He's going to be fine on camera, Steve. He's going to be very good. Is the money too much? Probably, but they wanted to make sure they got him.
It's too much for on camera. Because but I do understand he will now be the face of Fox Sports, so he will go to all the meetings and try to get all the. What's better than having we're gonna have a budget meeting. Let's have Tom Brady come in and see if we can help negotiate. It looks good. He will be the face of Fox Sports. That's what you're paying him for.
But he's a guy that you might tune in. You might tune into games just to watch Tom Brady. You don't even care the two teams that are playing. You're gonna go, I want to watch Tom Brady. That's what they're paying.
If he's good.
If he's good, then it's a great thing. I'm sure there's a way for them to get out of the contract if he's terrible.
There are very few guys that I tune into to listen to. Very few that I'll go to a game. I'll go listen to Buck and Aikman because Aikman sometimes but sometimes he'll talk a little and get real and talk a little shit, which I like. But
I like when they give the other guys the game that he wants to call, and you can tell he's like pouting the whole game.
Resentful.
Yeah.
Imagine you're the first guy at Fox right now. Who's their lead guy? Is it not Greg Olson, but because now everyone just moved around, so I don't even know who their lead guy is. It might be.
Although Greg Olson is very good.
Yeah,
he's great. But and he's getting better and better and better at it, but he's not making close to that. I wouldn't even give him close to that. But you don't know what Tom Brady. 10 years is a long time to give to someone. And on the flip side, I thought Tom Brady was retiring because he wanted to spend more time with his family.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that.
He just slam dunked his.
These analysts are gone all the time. They're gone. It's basically like you're a quarterback again. You got to prepare. You got to watch film. You got to interview people.
Yeah.
So. I get it for the money if I'm Tom Brady, but it makes no sense if I'm Fox Sports to give that much money in those many years.
Again, I think people are going to tune in just to see him and hope that he's good. I'm sure he's tested on camera and they've gone through the right procedures to make sure that he isn't just like frozen.
And bro, I'll tell you,
once they go live.
I'll tell you this.
All the players worship him, so he's going to get great interviews with them, and they all respect him.
Just because you're Tom Brady doesn't mean they're not going to come down hard on you. When the reviews come in, and there are reviews, this guy sucks. He can't do
and
it.
I'll be
blah,
the
blah,
first.
blah.
I'll be the
It's
first to
gonna-
post it.
Yeah. So
But I want to see.
He's not used to that kind of criticism.
$375 million. That is worth Tom Brady handing the mic and the Lombardi Trophy over to Josh Allen. That'll be the greatest day of my life.
Yeah, it was wild, the numbers and what I had heard about it. So, look, I hope I don't know.
Maybe they're paying him in Bitcoin and it's going down in value right now. So they're getting him for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, what happened yesterday? It went down to the lowest level in 2 years, right?
There was this coin called Luna coin. It was, I think, a little over $3 a coin. And it is now like fractions of a penny. Like it's 4 zeros after the decimal now. It went down over 100% of its value. There was something like 15 billion invested into it. Now it's like 1.5 million. Everybody just sold and pulled out.
I don't, I don't understand why the Bitcoin thing going up and down is, to me, I'm still baffled over why Netflix is having a $50 million 15-day festival, and
because they'd already planned it pre-pandemic.
I don't give a fuck.
It was already in the works.
They had
paid the money.
They had a party Sunday night at the Comedy Store, and it was a shit show. Like their ability to turn that fucking shithole. You know how the Comedy Store usually looks. And within overnight, 24 hours, they flipped that place into like a nightclub. They had the parking lot was like an outdoor 2 bars with artificial vine in the background. It didn't look like the store at all.
Wow.
I saw some ATC people there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All that money pissed out the door.
Yeah.
For a fucking company. I'm telling you, I'm not happy at all. So I don't even want to hear about this fucking Bitcoin shit. Gleyber Torres makes me happy. The Yankees are making me happy.
The guy's having a little run.
He just needed a little cattle prod from old Steve Renazizi here to get him going, So I'm happy that they're playing well. They're winning games that they didn't win last year. Health-wise, knock on wood, it's been great so far. So continue to win series. You don't have to, great 10-game winning streaks are awesome, but win each series as you continue to go, and you're going to be fucking fine. So Judge is, all he's doing is racking in. It's like, there's no way you're going to get him for under $300 million now.
Yeah.
Not if things continue on this path.
Well, they've won 6 or 7 series in a row now.
Yeah. So, and that,
and they're what, 13 out of the last 14?
All the numbers are good.
Something like that. It's incredible.
Yeah, they're playing really, really well.
But it's great, and it's great to see Gleyber, after you shit on him pretty good, turn around, and he's been carrying the team.
Yeah, but I want to see this all again in October. I like the fact that the Red Sox are shitting the bed and there's a little less competition. They're like Orioles plus. But Toronto's still really good, and the Rays aren't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got to continue to win these games. And, we don't have a big lead at all in the AL East. And this sort of play has got to be continued into the postseason. And hopefully with a healthy team, it will. Because this is how they're capable of playing. They're capable of coming back from, 3 runs down to a really good team like the Blue Jays and winning a game like that. So these are the type of games that championship teams win. Everyone keeps putting their stats up, their wins and losses against the 98 team, and it's the same record and blah, blah, blah. And they both started off 5-4 and blah, blah, blah. But that team won big games in August and September and continued that through the whole, they went on to win the whole thing. That's when you will compare at the end of the season. You'll go, oh shit, they were both fucking 28-2 or whatever. That's what I want to see though. This team is good, but I cannot compare them at all to any great team yet until they start to show that they can continue this all the way through, stay healthy, and play like this in the fucking postseason.
Well, yeah, 30 games in, we're not even a fifth of the season.
Not even close. So. This is pre-cum. It's game 6 tonight for the Rangers and the Penguins, we haven't done one since the series started, but fucking playoff hockey is the greatest. And the fact that, game one, the Rangers looked like they were going to blow the fucking doors off the place the first period and a half, and then it's been all downhill since. They got a little lucky in game 3 or game 2, and then, which one they won. I think 2 or 3 they won. And then, the other night they held on, but Crosby being out tonight, I don't wish anyone ill will, but
big.
It is better. It's better. It's better. It's not guaranteed because you're still in Pittsburgh, but it is better, and it is better for the Rangers' chances. So I hope that they can fucking bring, because you always want to see a game 7, especially in Madison Square Garden. What is better than a game 7 in Madison Square Garden? Winning a game 7 in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, we got that going. Oh, speaking of Pittsburgh, if you are in Pittsburgh, a week from today, which is Friday, we're doing this. I don't know what's going to come out, but Friday the 20th.
Sorry, just before you plug, let's keep in mind that tomorrow night you're going to have 3 game 7s. Which
where?
You've got Boston, Carolina, Tampa, Toronto, and the Kings and the Oilers. And I don't remember the last time you could watch playoff hockey. I mean, I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't remember watching 3 game 7s in one night. That's going to be crazy.
Fuck yeah. That's going to be awesome. Fuck yeah. 3 game 7s in one fucking night in one sport. That's
sorry,
incredible.
plug your dates.
Oh, just Friday. I'm going to be in next Friday, the 20th. I'll be in Pittsburgh doing the goddamn comedy jam for the Mario Lemieux Foundation.
But that's already sold out, right?
The first show sold out. The second show, there are a few tickets left. Steve Byrne put the whole thing together.
That'll
Sal
be fun.
Volcano, Roy Wood Jr., myself, Gary Cannon's going to be there. I think I'm missing a couple other people, but it's going to be an awesome fucking show. We're going to have a blast. And get tickets. It's, I think, the Heinz Auditorium. I don't know where it is, but it's in Pittsburgh. Goddamn comedy jam. It's going to be fucking awesome. Mario Lemieux Foundation. What else? What else am I missing, guys?
Basketball has been fun while I was living in isolation. Well, yeah, but I mean, Embiid got hurt, and they kind of sucked the wind out of him that game when they announced Jokic was going to win MVP again, and he didn't look good. But it's still a good team, and they'll be back next year when he's healthy.
Well, maybe it depends on. They got to figure out this James Harden thing. This is the disaster.
Yeah,
this guy. The fact that he doesn't show up in big games. Whether that's him, whether that's just, his just lack of wanting to get someone fired.
He needs to decide if he wants to play basketball or go to strip clubs. And he needs to focus in the offseason on one of those things and either be the elite player that he is or just fade out.
His natural talent isn't doing it anymore. People are questioning his effort. It's ridiculous. 2 shots in the second half of a fucking elimination game of a guy you want to pay $47 million to? I don't know, Philly. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but Daryl Morey's his boy, and that's who runs the organization right now. And maybe I know that Doc Rivers and him don't get along, so they probably want to get rid of Doc Rivers. They might bring in fucking what's his name, D'Antoni. They, bring them back together.
Doc Rivers' track record in the playoffs is not good.
So, look, I don't know, but I know it's not Doc Rivers' fault. I'm sure it's not. He's not saying, "Hey, don't pass the ball to one of our best players, our biggest healthy star right now." So, it doesn't make sense to me. Plus, if you're anyone else, any other superstar, LeBron James, you're gonna say like, "Hey, dude, give me the ball." If someone's not get me the ball. I'll win the game for us.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that there. There's none of that. So
there's more basketball tonight, and there's been a lot of blowouts, especially the last few days. The Boston-Milwaukee series has been excellent. I mean, one game Boston won on a last second, and then the finish to game 5 with Holiday blocking a shot and then getting that steal right at the end. That was amazing.
The fucking Heat 2 years in a row being in the Eastern Conference Finals with
very good team,
just unbelievably coached, really great defensive. I mean, they're a defensive juggernaut. That it's probably going to be. I would say it's going to be Bucks Heat again. especially if Tatum doesn't show up. But I think the Heat could beat either of those two teams. I probably think the better series is Heat Celtics, but we'll see. What do you think about the Mavericks and the Suns?
Phoenix is a better team.
Booker don't like each other.
Yeah, there's that video of him knocking the ball away from Luka. The Suns are a better team, and they'll probably close out Game 7. But when you got a guy like Luka, you never know, which is why it's exciting that did go 7.
I was surprised by that.
I just hate that, like, you have these elimination games, and the team that's going to be eliminated wins by 30. It's just not that fun to watch. I don't know. It just seems like basketball has gotten, until we get into the later rounds, it's just like, okay, the home team's going to win by 30. And that's the same game, pretty much every game this whole series.
You see a lot of teams folding that you never saw, especially in the playoffs, where they're like, all right, we're going to give this one away and we'll go get them tomorrow. But there's very little, like, coming back from huge deficits. Although the other night, who came back from 14 down in the second? Oh, was it the Bucks or the Celtics came down? One of them came down from 14 down in the fourth quarter. So it happens, but usually the home team starts to blow them out and everybody just fucking folds.
Yeah.
But awesome.
But what a time to and the Kentucky Derby, the 80-1 shot winning. My God.
I mean, I don't know anything about horse racing, but if you go to, I hope people won a ton of money. I'm sure they did. If anyone had the balls to put the money down on that fucking horse,
the broadcast said there were some people. There weren't many, but there were some that put money down.
Unfortunately, though, I mean, the owners didn't even put, I don't think, a lot of money down. They when they were asked after,
they get They get 1.8 million for winning.
The horse isn't racing in the Preakness, though.
What probably didn't qualify. It didn't qualify for the Derby. It was the first alternate.
No,
it got added the day before.
I know, but it was asked, and it said that wasn't the game plan. That's what I had read yesterday. I think it might race in the Belmont, but it's not racing. Was it next weekend? A week from this weekend. So that's what I heard of now. So, but one day, hopefully, it's fucking not glue. Anyway. That's the anyone else? You guys have any dates you want to plug? I had one date. You guys plug away if you need to.
There's an all things comedy show at the Improv this coming Wednesday, May 18th, 8:00.
Are you on it?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Awesome. Lucas, you got anything?
Fuck. I'm at the store tonight.
Fuck yeah, you are.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Back to the old shithole ambiance that it's the Comedy Store.
I love it. I get up every night.
Yeah,
it's the best.
With all that Netflix gold. Yeah. That is the podcast for this week, you fucking cunts. We love you. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you hanging around with us, and we will talk to you next time. Later.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy